Guys, what's going on? Hope you guys are well. Hope you guys are staying safe. Hope everything's good in the hood. It's not made for kids. How's it going? How's everyone doing? Hello, how's it going, Danny? How's it going? How's everyone doing? Okay, chilling. Yeah, I'm good. I'm all good. How are you guys? Big fan from Washington State. Rome. Great you being in the live stream. I appreciate it. Appreciate all your guys' support. Everyone that's in the live stream. Invite your audience. Okay, so just wait. Let's let the live stream fill in a little bit, and then we'll start talking about what I want to talk about. Let it just fill up a little bit. Okay, so what's good? Okay, what is this? One second, we'll do this after. Okay, yes, Naima, how's it going? Saunders, what's up, Imran? What's up, Hector? I hope you're well. Danny Saunders looks good, but Canelo still whoops him. Yep, he does look good, but I do feel that Saunders will get beat. Yes, Naima, hope you're well. Roron, what you think of Barrios v Tank? Good fight. You know what's intriguing about that fight? What's intriguing is the fact that the size difference, that Barrios is massive and Tank is very small. So is the size difference going to play a factor there? I think it may well do. It may well do because, you know, the size difference in that fight is huge. Salute, Brendan. I hope you're well. I've always said that BJS poses the biggest challenge if he comes with superb conditioning. It's going to be a great fight if he is, but Canelo will still knock him out. Yeah, I think Canelo. I've got to favor Canelo by stoppage. To be honest with you, I think Canelo right now is the best fighter in the world, and I just don't see anyone beating him. But it's a good fight. It's a great fight. It's a fight that I'm looking forward. It's a fight that I'm looking forward to. I think anything can happen. It's a great fight. But Billy Joe Saunders is going to have to box a very, very smart fight to win. He's going to have to box a very, very smart fight in order to win. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be tough. But, you know, he's in great shape. He looks in great shape and he's confident. So Naima says, BJS looking in brilliant shape. Hope he's conditioned well. Yeah, he's going to have to be. He's going to have to be conditioned well to be able to go the 12 rounds because Canelo's going to be putting a lot of pressure. He's going to be putting a lot of physical and mental pressure on him. And is he going to be able to cope with that? Is he going to be able to cope that down the stretch? It's more down the stretch. Is he going to be able to absorb Canelo's punching power to the body? And is he going to be able to take Canelo's power full stop? So if Canelo lands a massive uppercut, right hand, left hook or whatever, is he going to be able to absorb those shots? That's what's going to be intriguing, whether he's going to be able to take that power. Because like I said, Canelo's a beast. So Naima says, I just can't see an upset happening. Canelo is improved massively. Yeah, it's difficult. It's difficult to see Billy Joe pulling this off. It's difficult to see Billy Joe pulling this off. Watching Canelo batter Callum Smith, destroying his arm, and just listening to his punches has me thinking the moment he touches Saunders' chin, it will be frightening. You know what? Callum Smith is physically a bigger man than Saunders. So for me, he was able to absorb a lot more punishment. If Canelo is able to hit Saunders as frequently as he's able to hit Callum Smith, this fight's not going 12 rounds. Callum Smith was able to absorb Canelo's punching power because he was bigger, he was more durable, in my opinion. I don't think Billy Joe's going to be able to take Canelo's punching power as well as Callum Smith did, because Callum Smith is a massive super middleweight. He was huge compared to Canelo. Billy Joe's not huge compared to Canelo. They're kind of the same size. So I don't think Billy Joe's going to be able to absorb Canelo's punching power the way Callum Smith did. So I think if Canelo starts touching Billy Joe the way he was to Callum Smith, I don't think it's going to be a long night. Hi, Ahmed. I hope you're well. So Danny Finlay says that BJS is never been in a fight of caliber in Canelo. Yeah, he hasn't. Of course he hasn't. But none of them have. Which 168, 160 pounder has been in the caliber of a fight with caliber of a fighter like Canelo? No one. None of them. You know, so they're all for me, that's the problem. They're not fighting one another. They're all a level below Canelo, but they're not fighting one another. And that's the issue here. They need to fight one another, build their experience at world-class level. Like Billy Joe, for me, he hasn't fought a top world-class fighter. Like he hasn't fought Charlo, Benavidez, Caleb Plant. He hasn't fought any of those guys. And now he's fighting somebody even better than those guys. So it's going to be tough. Brendan Jackson, if it's something that has people talking about the sport, it can't be a disgrace, in my opinion. Oh, sorry, I think you are answering. So Jake Paul v. Haskins was disgraceful. Haskins, Ben Askren, you mean, was disgraceful. Where boxing heading to? I think it was. I don't think it's disgraceful, to be honest with you. I actually like it. I actually don't mind. I think it's bringing more eyes to the sport. I'm actually done a video about it, which is going to be uploaded about 9:30 today. I actually don't mind it. I actually think it's not bad for the sport because there's more attention. If people want to watch, listen, it did 1.4 million pay-per-view buys. You can't say anything that does 1.4 million pay-per-view buys is damaging or bad for the sport, right? Because if people don't like it, then why would so many people buy it? So I actually like it. I actually think it's great. I actually think it adds something else. As long as it doesn't get in the way of the traditional boxing, then it's not a problem. As long as the YouTube stuff is separate and they do their stuff, that's fine. I actually think it brings more eyes to the sport. So Naima says, is actually a little worried that boxing may become a laughing game if these YouTube keep fighting. No, like I just said, I think if they keep doing their stuff on the side and it has nothing to do with the actual fighting itself, I think it should be a separate card, do their own stuff, because they don't need, to be honest with you, they don't really need fighters on the undercard because they've got such huge profiles themselves. I just think fighters should, it's kind of a tricky one because fighters can benefit from their audience. So, for example, if someone like Regis Prograis, who isn't a big star, who fought on the undercard, for example, now the audience that's there to watch Jake Paul, right? They're going to be watching him. He's now going to get a follower on Instagram or Twitter. That's going to increase his social media and following. That's going to make him more famous. So they have an advantage. They can benefit from these YouTubers because these YouTubers have such big followings, right? These fighters that are not so popular, like a Regis Prograis, that's not that well known, right, can increase his profile by fighting on their undercard. So it makes sense for them. If Billy can absorb Canelo's punches, then what happens? Food for thought. If he can absorb, that's a big if. And it's not going to be easy. Canelo hits very, very hard. It's a tough fight. It's a tough fight. If he can, we may be in for a good fight. If he can't, then, you know, it may be an early night. It just depends. It just depends. But it's not just that, not being able to absorb his punches. It's about Canelo's versatility, Canelo's boxing ability. All of those things are going to be tested. It's not just about whether can he take his punch. There's many other things. Canelo's a very good boxer. People keep acting like, you know, if it goes points, Canelo can beat Billy Joe on points. Canelo's got great head movement. He's a great boxer. He's so versatile. He can walk you down. He can box with you in the center of the ring. You know, if Canelo Alvarez, right, is getting outboxed at distance, right? Billy Joe's moving well, picking him up, picking shots, you know, pot shotting him, moving away. Then what Canelo will do is start walking him down. He'll start walking him down, start putting pressure on him, right? And then it becomes whether Billy Joe's going to be able to absorb That pressure, is he going to be able to absorb that pressure, the power of all of those things? Canelo will initially just go straight to him. I think initially he'll box, see how he fares. If he feels that he's being outboxed, then he'll start walking him down without question. Canelo's going to start walking him down. There's no way Canelo's just going to let things drift. Look, I've seen Canelo do it many times before. He doesn't let fights drift at all. He'll walk you down. Ahmed, how's Ramadan going, Imran? How are you finding fast? Yeah, good. It's not, to be honest, my diet's not been very good. Like during the lockdown period where I was eating like once or twice a day. So I'm not feeling it as much, probably because my body's used to it. But it's not good. I need to get back to the habit. Obviously, after this month, then I'll get back to normal, hopefully. If Canelo does get outboxed and loses, that will affect him mentally, considering his resume is way better than BJS. If he does get outboxed, I just don't think it's going to be easy for him getting outboxed, to be honest with you. I think Canelo is too, I think Canelo's too good, but we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see. Listen, Billy Joe's not anyone to be overlooked. He's a great fighter. If this was a 6-round fight, so Tarek Andakar says, if this was 6-round fight, would you say it is a 50-50 fight? I would possibly, but it depends. Like I said, I don't know. I've never seen Billy Joe at this kind of level. So I don't know how he's going to respond to Canelo. I don't know how this fight's going to play out, because I just don't know whether Billy Joe could get knocked out in 3-4 rounds, right? Or Billy Joe's going to rise to the occasion and shock us all, right? But I don't know. This fight could go so many ways. I can see Billy Joe getting knocked out in 2 or 3, 4 rounds. He may not be up to it at all. Or he's going to surprise us all. He's going to box well, and then I feel he's going to get stopped late. But I just don't see him being able to win the fight, if I'm honest with you. I might be wrong, but if BGS can absorb Canelo Alvarez's punches, he may as well just knock him out. I don't see Billy Joe knocking Canelo out. No chance. Don't see it. Brendan Jackson, I don't see Saunders. There is no way Saunders is absorbing Canelo's punches. Yeah, very difficult. It's going to be very. Naima says Eddie Hearn is now the chairman of Matchroom. His dad is retired and Eddie has took over. Yeah, I saw that news. Eddie Hearn is now the chairman of Matchroom Sport. Barry Hearn was he's Hall of Fame promoter, Hall of Fame, you know, just a guy that's involved in sport. Unbelievable. His contribution to sport has been great. You know, snooker, fishing, darts. You know, he's done so many things, and he's taken a step back. And now Eddie Hearn. Now it's going to be interesting to see, is Eddie Hearn going to take a step back in boxing now? Or is he going to still carry on being the face of boxing? Because we know that Frank Smith, who is also, I think he's the chief executive of the, I don't know what his position is, but he's higher on top. And he's the hire to Eddie Hearn's throne in boxing. I don't think, listen, I think Frank Smith must be really good, the fact that they're going to pass it on to him. But I don't think, at the minute, I don't think that he should pass it on to him just yet. I would love to see Eddie Hearn still carry on for a while yet. But I think this may mean Eddie Hearn takes a little step back now in boxing and concentrates on the full business. Because if Barry Hearn is stepping away and he's retiring, right, then Eddie Hearn's gonna have to focus on everything else, because like I said, now the Eddie Hearn's in charge. He's the one that's taking over. So Barry Hearn's retired. Obviously, we know that he's had some health issues. Hopefully he's well. But yeah, it's great for Eddie. You know, Eddie's gonna take his bit. I reckon Eddie could take his Matchroom Sport to another level, to be honest with you. Eddie's an unbelievable promoter. Credit to him. He's done a great job. So let's see what you guys are saying. So your work rate is something else. Yeah. What you mean, like putting up videos and stuff? Yeah. So what's this? So Sign Cutter says, is that your name? Sign Cutter. The fight will end with BJS's corner taking a knee. About the 6 to 8 round, they will claim an injury and say he was winning the fight. He goes home a hero. I don't think you go home a hero if you take a knee, and I don't see Billy Joe Saunders taking a knee. I don't see how you'd be claimed a hero if you take a knee. That, you know, I don't think anyone gives you credit for taking a knee, man. I don't think that'll be good. I don't think that'll be a good look on his part if he takes a knee. So I can't see him doing that, to be honest with you. I just can't see him doing that. Okay, let's see. So Nelson, what are you saying? People think Canelo can't do what Billy could do, but Billy can't do what Canelo could do. So people think Canelo can't do what Billy can't do. Yeah, but I reckon Canelo can do a lot more than what Billy can do, if you see what I mean. So Canelo can box with Billy and be successful. Billy can't walk Canelo down. Canelo can walk Billy Joe Saunders down. Canelo has the bigger punch. There's many more. See, Canelo can win this fight in more than one way for me. Billy can only win this fight one way, and that's to box and move. Do you see where I'm coming from? He'll have to box and move and dance and make it hard for Canelo. But I don't see him winning. I don't see him winning the fight any other way apart from one way. Whereas I can see Canelo, on the other hand, winning in many different ways. So that's why I think Canelo's the more versatile. When I said in my videos that Canelo's more versatile, he can win the fight in more than one way. Whereas Billy Joe has to win the fight in one way, and that's to outbox Canelo, not get involved in a tear up. He can't go toe to toe with Canelo, can he? He can't say, all right, let's go. If it's not working for him, he's getting outboxed, he's losing on points. How's he going to go for it? Because if he opens up, the chances are Canelo's going to knock him out. Canelo's the bigger puncher. Canelo's got a granite chin. Canelo he would be made in that situation to fight. He's made to fight toe to toe. Billy Joe's not. So if his style is not working, Billy Joe's not got a lot he can do. He can't slug it out with Canelo because that's only going to end in one way. Okay, so Rome says, I think Canelo is very elusive himself. People discredit that. The way he fought GGG on the first fight was great. No way Saunders outboxes Canelo. Yeah, I agree. Canelo is very elusive. Canelo's got one of the best head movements in the game. Have you seen how good he is defensively now? You can't hit him. Callum Smith said after the fight, I couldn't hit him. I know Billy Joe might be a little sharper, faster, but Canelo's got a great head movement, man. He's got a great head movement. He's got great head movement. He's the only guy that I've seen made Amir Khan miss. Like, Amir Khan's so fast of hands, so fast. And most times when he throws, he hits the target. And he's very accurate with those fast shots as well. You know, Khan doesn't just throw. He's very accurate with those shots. And Canelo made him miss a couple of times. Don't get me wrong. Khan landed a lot as well. But he made him miss. You know, and I was like, whoa. This guy's got unbelievable head movement, and I think Billy Joe may come across that as well. So, have you heard Canelo may be fighting GGG if he beats Saunders and Plant? Yeah, I won't be surprised. Maybe that's why GGG is reluctant to face Andrade or Charlo, because he knows that he may have the Canelo fight there. I would put. Listen, I want to see Canelo fight. I want to see Canelo fight GGG again. I think GGG deserves that. I think he deserves that after, you know, the two fights that he had. And a lot of people thought GGG won the fight. So it's only fair. It's only fair that I think he gives GGG his trilogy, because many people I thought GGG won the first fight. I thought Canelo won the second fight. So I think it's only fair for them to do that again. You know, I do think Canelo will beat him decisively the third time, though. I think GGG is not the fighter he was. I think Billy Joe can slow Canelo down by working the body and beats him on his stamina. Then there's a chance. Nah, I don't think Billy Joe punches hard. If Golovkin, think about it, Tarek. If Golovkin couldn't do it, how's Billy Joe going to do it? If Golovkin couldn't slow him down and knock him out, how's Billy, you know, think about that. So Brendan Jackson says, I want to see him fight Benavidez or Beterbiev. I want to see him fight Beterbiev. If I'm honest with you, Benavidez, fair enough. I think Canelo will beat Benavidez. But I think Beterbiev, the reason why a lot of people say that, when I said that I want to see Canelo fight Beterbiev, a lot of Canelo fans actually attacked me. They said that the reason why you want to see him fight Beterbiev, you want to see him lose. No, because I believe he can beat Beterbiev, and that would add to Canelo's greatness. Not because I think he will lose. Like, why? I don't care. I just think he can beat Beterbiev. Yes, it's a risky fight and he could lose that fight, but it's a fight that I believe he can win. And if Canelo was to beat Beterbiev, that takes Canelo in terms of all-time great to another level, because he would be beating a guy in his prime at light heavyweight. So that will take Canelo to another level. So Bradley Doherty says, what happens to Liam Williams ranking now? He lost. How far so they get dropped? So I think you should be able. I think you should. I think his performance was good. I think he should have to work his way up again, like maybe 1 or 2 fights. And if he has 1 or 2 solid wins, then maybe get another title shot. You know, he didn't disgrace himself. It was a good performance. You know, he put in a great fight. You know, he wobbled. I was quite surprised about Frank Warren's comments, though. Frank Warren gave an interview with IFL, and he made it out like Liam Williams lost easy. Yeah, he lost easy on the cards, but I actually think he had Andrade in a lot of trouble in that fight. I feel like if he had a bit more self-belief, he could have won. You know, in the 9th round, he really wobbled Andrade. Andrade was in big trouble. A couple of times in there, Andrade's body language, it just didn't look great to me. He didn't look great to me, and it looked like, you know, if Liam Williams had stepped on the gas a little more, I think he could have beat him. I honestly think, you know, he wasn't looking good in there, Andrade. He was very leggy, didn't look right to me. Okay, so you don't think so? Look at Saunders is saying right now, claiming this fight is already fixed. His fans are already agreeing with him. Yeah, but listen, every fighter has fanboys, right? If we think it's a fixed fight, then why watch it? You know, it's not interesting. I don't really buy into that stuff. It's a fight. We're gonna watch it. We're gonna hopefully enjoy it. It's gonna be a great fight. And that's it. I don't really believe in all the fixed it's fixed and stuff like that. A lot of people say that. They were saying Jake Paul and Ben Askren was fixed. You know, people have their opinions. So Ben Davison said there's no way Canelo won't respect his power and just walk him down would be a bad idea. Well, time will tell. Time will tell. I don't think Billy Joe has. I think Ben Davison, I think, is friends with Billy Joe, but I don't think Billy Joe has the power. I don't know. I've not been punched by him, but from what, unless you guys think he punches harder than Golovkin, although Canelo did respect Golovkin's punch power, but the punch power of Canelo among Saunders and Golovkin is chalk and cheese. Is massive difference, you know. So and let's be honest, Bradley, who's Billy Joe stopped or hurt? Think about it. Willie Monroe went the distance with him, right? Andy Lee went the distance. Eubank went the distance. Everyone's gone the distance. I haven't seen when was the last time he scored a stoppage? You know, so going off and remember that was at 160. Now we're talking 168. So yeah, I don't see him hurting Canelo. Yeah, Canelo's head movement and feints will aid perfectly with timing. Yep, I agree. Yeah, his head movement is on another level. It's unbelievable. So Alfredo, how are you? The elite level that Saul displayed on Callum Smith was impressive. Do you think that we're going to see something similar? I think we could do. Yeah, I think Billy Joe has a different style. But I don't think Billy Joe will be as durable as Callum Smith. I think Callum Smith will be a lot more. I think Callum Smith was a lot bigger, stronger. He'll be able to absorb more punches. I think Billy Joe won't be able to take as many punches. I think Billy Joe's going to have to be very elusive. So Billy Joe can't afford to get hit the way Callum Smith was getting hit. Otherwise, I think it's going to be a short night. I don't think Billy Joe will be able to absorb Canelo's punch power like Callum Smith was. So I think he's going to have to move more. People forget. So Callings Boxing says, people forget about Canelo's feints, traps, and timing. Yeah. See, a lot of people just think that Canelo's going in there doing his thing and it's all by luck. And no, it's planned. He's very intelligent, very, very intelligent what he does. Like, you know, some guy on YouTube actually broke down some of Canelo's feints and traps and what he does. And even though you may know they're coming, it's hard to stop it. You know, Canelo's very intelligent, very, very intelligent fighter. You see, I describe Canelo as a bull, but a very intelligent bull. And when you've got a bull that's very intelligent, that's hard to beat. That's hard to beat. You know, he's got punch power. He walks you down. He's strong. I just don't see Canelo losing right now. Maybe it's just me looking at him and maybe overestimating what Canelo is right now. I just don't see it. I just think Canelo is the best pound for pound fighter in the world. I don't think there's anyone that comes close to Canelo right now. I think he's the best. I think he's the best in the world, and I don't see anyone beating him. I don't see a guy that you know what style I think could beat Canelo? Beterbiev, Charlo's style and what's his name? Golovkin. These are the styles. I don't think Charlo and Golovkin can beat Canelo, but those are the type of styles. You know, the physical styles, the guys that walk you down, the strong guys. I don't think these slick guys are going to beat Canelo anymore. Like, I don't see it. I don't see it. I think Canelo's improved his game too much from Lara and those days where I just think Canelo, I think the guys that are going to beat Canelo is like a Beterbiev, a strong, big guy that is going to walk Canelo down, put Canelo in uncomfortable positions, make Canelo work for 3 minutes of the round and tire Canelo, because we've seen Canelo struggle against guys like that before. Golovkin, Golovkin definitely struggled and put him in that position. I think those are the type of styles for me that are going to be able to beat Canelo. The ones that I walk him down, make it aggressive and make him work for 3 minutes. And I think someone as big and strong as Beterbiev could put Canelo in that uncomfortable position. I think if you're a slickster and you're not really putting Canelo in an uncomfortable position, all you're doing is outboxing him. But Canelo's too intelligent. Like I said, he's an intelligent bull. I think the only person that's going to beat Canelo is somebody that is a stronger bull, like a Beterbiev. For me, he could beat Canelo Alvarez because he's a strong bull. He's strong himself. Beterbiev's very strong, probably stronger and bigger than Canelo. So that type of guy can definitely beat someone like Canelo. That's why it's intriguing for me to want to see that fight, because I want to see, because I feel like Canelo's boxing IQ is better than Beterbiev's, but Beterbiev is stronger. So how's Canelo going to approach that fight? What's Canelo going to do? I don't think guys like Billy Joe that can't really trouble him in terms of power. I think people are looking back at the old fights with Lara, Mayweather, but these were ages ago. They were ages ago. We need to stop looking at those fights and look at currently. I don't think he struggles against those styles as much anymore. We're going to find out, because Billy Joe is obviously very slick, but I don't think he's going to have that much issues with that style. And even if he does struggle for a couple of rounds, I think it will only be for a couple of rounds until he starts working you out and breaking you down. I think I think Canelo, the best style to beat him is a physical style, a style that's going to put him under pressure, you know, back him up like Golovkin did. I think that's the best way to beat him. People underestimate Canelo's boxing skill. Of course they do. They do underestimate his boxing skill. They underestimate his talent, his ability. Canelo, honestly, is one of the best in the world, period. He's one of the best out there. Like, I think it's going to be very hard to beat him. I think you're going to need someone like a Beterbiev, who's very big, very strong, and is able to walk Canelo down and hurt him. I don't think anybody. That's why I don't think anybody at 160, 168 beats him, because I think Canelo is strong himself, and I think he's a better boxer than anyone in around those weight classes. I think Billy Joe Saunders is going to be slick, but is Billy Joe Saunders going to be able to? Is he going to be able to keep Canelo off of him for remember, 12 rounds? 12 rounds, 36 minutes for you to box and move. That's not easy, man. That's difficult. To box and move for 36 minutes, it's very, very difficult. It's not easy to do, man. It's very difficult. So Nelson says, Canelo's strategy, he'll box early, not letting him get up on the scorecard. That will force Billy to fight. If Billy Joe doesn't get ahead in this fight, he's in big trouble. Billy Joe needs to take an early lead in this fight. He needs to start fast, and he needs to get ahead of Canelo. He needs to make Canelo chase the fight. Because if it's Billy that's chasing the fight, then he's messed. Then he's in big, big trouble, because how's he going to take the fight to Canelo? You know, that's just going to get him knocked out. So he needs to be ahead. He needs to start fast. He needs to start really fast. Because if he gets behind in this fight, I don't see him winning. I don't see it, because then he's going to have to take more chances, and that's going to probably end up getting him stopped. So I feel that Billy Joe, for me, is going to have to start fast and take the initiative early on in the fight. So Ahmed says Beterbiev could get outboxed by Canelo, but Canelo will have to be careful throughout the 12 rounds. Yeah, that's why it's an intriguing fight. That's why it's a fight that I want to see, because I think it's a great fight. I think it's a great fight. It's a 50-50 for me. It's a 50-50 where a lot of people would actually favor Beterbiev. Some people, for me, it's a 50-50 fight, but some people would actually think Beterbiev beats him. Canelo's now going into fights, right, with Saunders, and these are all great fights. but Canelo's a massive favorite. Nobody really expects Billy Joe to win this fight. Apart from his hardcore fans, most boxing fans think that Billy Joe will get beat by Canelo. However, if Canelo fights Beterbiev, or even put Beterbiev to one side, let's talk about Charlo, Golovkin, all of these guys at 168. Do you honestly think Canelo's not a big favorite, or Canelo's not favored to beat all of those guys? If Canelo was to fight Beterbiev now, there'll be a lot of people that think Beterbiev beats him, and that's what's the intrigue about that fight for me, that I think Canelo's going into a 50-50 fight, and that will enhance his legacy and his status. So Rorom says, Beterbiev denied Canelo fight. That's why they went for Kovalev. Canelo trainer said that. I don't know. Obviously, we don't know that. I've heard that myself, but I don't know if that's true. I don't know whether they're just saying that. We don't know. I don't know for sure. I don't have any information about that for me to know whether, you know, they intentionally avoided it. If I'm honest with you, I'm not sure. When you think about it, why would Canelo want to? Why would he want to avoid? Why would Beterbiev want to avoid a Canelo fight? He's the bigger, stronger guy. You know, it's a big payday, and I'm pretty sure it'd be his career highest payday, because let's be honest, Beterbiev is not making the kind of money he would make fighting a Canelo Alvarez. So it wouldn't make sense for him not to take the fight, personally. So the Hungry Walker says, do you think BJS is getting cold feet? What do you mean by that? You mean that he's trying to look for excuses? Listen, I don't think he is. No. You mean he's getting nervous that the fight's getting closer? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. He's looking to pull out. Some people saying he's going to pull out. No, I don't think so. I don't think Billy Joe is made like that. I think Billy Joe's a very tough guy. I think Billy Joe knows that if he was to do something like that, I think it's going to be a long way back for Billy Joe Saunders, because a lot of people already, you know, he has kind of a reputation like David Haye. Not as bad as David Haye, but he has a reputation of pulling out of fights. And Billy Joe is kind of seen like that as well. So if he was to do it against Canelo, people will say he bottled it, and it just wouldn't be good for his reputation. So I don't see him pulling out of this fight. I think Billy Joe has confidence in his ability, and I think he feels he can win. So I don't personally think that he'll pull out of this fight, or he's getting cold feet. I don't think he's made like that. I think Billy Joe will give it his best shot. If it's, you know, like he said, I'll give it my best shot. If it's good enough, I'll win. If not, then I'll shake his hand, and I'll shake the better man's hand on the night, you know. And that's the right way to look at it. Callum was also very mentally solid. I think Callum could have gone for it more. I think he could have used his physical advantage a little bit more. I don't think he's mentally as strong as a Saunders, but I think he has a different kind of character. But again, if Callum Smith fought Saunders, I think it would be a great fight. So that wouldn't be a gimme by any stretch. So Danny Vinley says, BJS Conquerors, he had success. Imagine what Canelo. Yeah, that was a very poor performance. Now, I don't know whether that was because Billy was underprepared. I don't know whether he took that fight lightly. I don't know, but he didn't look great in that fight. And if he turns up like that against Canelo, he's in big trouble, because let's be honest, Canelo will, you know, if you fight the way he did against Martin Murray or that guy on the YouTube undercard, Canelo will knock him out very quickly. You know, so Billy Joe's gonna, like I said, Billy Joe's gonna have to up his game levels. No Billy Joe Saunders that we've seen so far in his career beats Canelo. The Billy Joe Saunders that fought Lemieux is probably the best Billy Joe we saw. Doesn't beat Canelo, as far as I'm concerned. It's gonna have to be even better than the Billy Joe we saw against Lemieux. Canelo is too experienced, strong, and fast for Billy Joe. Canelo is he's experienced, he's strong, fast. I don't think he's fast for Billy Joe. I think he's fast. I think he's fast of hands. I think Canelo is deceptively very fast. When you get near him, I think his hand speed is unbelievable, and is with power as well. So I think his speed is very underrated. I think he's fast. I think he's very fast of hands. Yeah, I think he's not the fastest of feet, although I think he's improved on that. But I don't think he's the fastest of feet. But in terms of fast hands, yeah, I do agree. I think he has fast hands. Billy Joe. So Fight Gamer says Billy Joe is taking this seriously. Billy Joe is taking this seriously. Yeah, he has to. He has to. You're in the biggest fight of your life. There's no way you cannot take it seriously, you know? Otherwise, you're going to get embarrassed against a guy that's as good as Canelo. Canelo will stop Beterbiev. Wow, that's a big statement. That's a big statement, possibly. But I think it's a 50-50 matchup. I think it's a great fight. I think it's a fight that, for me, Billy Joe could easily... I mean, what's his name? Beterbiev could easily win as well. I do. Nelson P says, in order to beat Canelo, you'll need to have a major size advantage. Yeah, that's why Beterbiev would have that size advantage. And Beterbiev is a big puncher and very strong. So that would be a hard fight for Canelo. The type of fighter that will beat Canelo down while absorbing all he dishes out. Agreed. Beterbiev may be able to do just that. So the type of fighter that will be able to beat Canelo down will be absorbing what he dishes out. Agreed. And Beterbiev, yeah. Like I said, I think Beterbiev, not just that, I think Beterbiev will be able to put Canelo in uncomfortable positions as well, which maybe some of these 160 and 168 pounders can't do because they don't have the size, strength, power that he has. I think Canelo's the better boxer. I think he's a better boxer than Beterbiev. However, I think Beterbiev is a good enough boxer with the size advantage, the power. I think that could be a big problem for Canelo because of the size. Beterbiev is not as good a fighter on any level as Canelo, but he may be able to absorb enough damage, yeah. I think Beterbiev is really dangerous, though. So Junior JR says, who wins Mayweather v Canelo today at catchweight? I don't know. It's a tough one. I don't know how can we look at that? Because Canelo is at 168 and Mayweather's 147. So how do we do that at catchweight? Because I just don't know. I just don't listen. They fought and Mayweather beat him, and I think we should leave it at that. I don't really know. I think it's hard. Canelo is a different fighter now. He's a beast right now, but I don't know. Was he beat Mayweather? Mayweather's special, man. Canelo gonna attack Billy Joe's body like he did with Smith. I think he will. Because Billy Joe will be a moving target, so he'll have to slow him down. And the best way to slow down a moving target is smash the body. Because the body will tire, you know, when you get hit to the body, it slows your legs down. And then once you become a sitting duck, then Canelo will start doing his thing. So I think that's going to be, I think that's going to be dangerous for Billy Joe. The fact that, you know, I think Canelo will be targeting that body. And that's the other thing. Will Billy Joe be able to take those body shots? Because we all know that Canelo can wind you with those body shots. When he whips those body shots and he whips them with a lot of venom. And they could do some serious damage to Saunders. So Billy Joe's going to have to avoid those body shots as well, because you can't be taking too many of them. Great. So Ramiro says, great content, brother. Hit the like button. Yeah, guys, smash the like button. Thanks, Ramiro. Appreciate it. Smash the like button, guys. Everyone in the live stream, smash the like button. Everyone in the live stream, smash that like button. Get those likes up. Smash the like button. I'd appreciate it. All right, so let's carry on. Charlo and Andrade have what it takes to beat Alvarez. He will stomp both of those fighters for the same reason he stomps BJS. GJ is faded out. So Charlo and Andrade have what it takes. Charlo and Andrade have what it takes to beat BJS. I think Charlo and Andrade, I don't think so. I think on that performance against Liam Williams, Canelo would beat Andrade. Charlo and Andrade have what it takes. I don't think Andrade. Maybe Charlo. Andrade, no. Sorry, I don't see Andrade beating Canelo Alvarez. Not on that performance. I think Andrade is just. I think Canelo's too strong. I think Canelo was too strong. He punches too hard. I think he'll have the same issue that Billy Joe will have. To be honest with you, I don't see him beating Canelo. No chance. So Joe's fast Luna says Canelo has a real fast jab. Yeah, he does. Canelo, like I said, he's deceptively very fast. He don't look it because, you know, when you look at Canelo, you think of power. But when you look at when you watch him, look at his hand speed. Look how fast he is. He has very fast hands, very fast, especially when he gets close to you. His hand speed is very fast and it's explosive. It's the kind of power where it's really explosive, where he can just wipe you out. He can hit you with a shot and knock you cold because it's explosive. You know, like a Povetkin, very explosive puncher. explosive power. Thurman, another one, very explosive. Canelo's one of those. He's very explosive. Bradley, we don't know what BJS can do. That's the good thing about the fight. Could get knocked out or could pull up. Yeah, that's what I said in the video that I did. That I said that, you know why this fight is so intriguing, although it's not a 50-50 matchup and it's not a, like, you know what, Josh Taylor Ramirez, for example, that's a 50-50 matchup. We don't know, like, it's a close fight. The intrigue in that fight is that we don't know who's going to win. It's a close fight. This one's not a 50-50 matchup and Canelo's a firm favorite. However, we don't know how good Billy Joe is. So even though a lot of us think that Billy Joe may lose, we want to see how good he is. We want to see what level he's at. We want to see how good he can be. That's what makes this fight intriguing. That's what makes this intriguing for us, because we want to see how good Billy Joe Saunders is. We want to see what level Billy Joe Saunders is at. And that's what makes this interesting for me, is that I want to see how good Billy Joe Saunders is. I want to see where Billy Joe Saunders is at. I want to see what level he's at. Hi, what's up? Long time listener. Super Shah TV. How are you, brother? I hope you're well. I hope you're well. So Donnie Garlow says Liam Williams looked way too stiff against Andrade. He wasn't letting his hands go, but his right hand hurt Andrade. Good fight. Yeah, it was. You know what? I think he lacked a bit of self-belief. I think he could have won that fight, especially when he hurt him. He hurt him bad. He hurt him bad in the third round, and he hurt him bad in the ninth round. I think he lacked a bit of self-belief. I also think Andrade was awkward, man. Andrade was holding a lot. I didn't like that. He was holding a lot. It was very messy, and it wasn't a great watch, but I think it had moments in there where you were like, whoa, is Liam Williams going to pull it off? But it wasn't a great watch. Andrade isn't the most exciting style to watch, but he is effective. But I don't think that style would work against Golovkin. Canelo, I actually think Golovkin even now beats him, to be honest with you. But yeah, I think it was a good fight overall, but it wasn't the greatest watch, was it? Who do you think wins between Demetrius or Billy? I think that's a great fight. You see, now a lot of people are going to say Billy on that performance, but I don't. I actually think Andrade beats Billy. I'll tell you why. I think styles make fights in boxing. Now, some of you may not agree with me. Styles make fights. Demetrius is longer than Billy Joe Saunders. He's taller. He's got the reach. And he's a slickster. Billy Joe's not a big hitter. Billy Joe's not coming to walk you down. I feel Golovkin would beat Andrade. Golovkin would beat Andrade because I think Andrade will struggle against somebody so powerful, punches hard, and the pressure. Billy Joe doesn't fight like that. Billy Joe ain't going to pressure Andrade. So for me, it then comes down to who's the slicker boxer. Also, I think Andrade is more explosive than Billy Joe Saunders. I think Andrade could hurt Billy Joe. I don't think Billy Joe could hurt Andrade. I think Andrade, he showed in that fight against Liam Williams, he's explosive. The first couple of rounds, he looked great. He was explosive. It's just that he kind of faded. But Billy Joe, for me, doesn't have that kind of explosive power. Billy Joe doesn't have that explosive. So I think Andrade being the taller guy with the physical advantages and the explosive, and I feel he's more explosive, I think that would work in Andrade's favor. I would pick him to beat Billy Joe. And I know that might not be a popular. I'm just going styles make fights for me. And stylistically, I think Demetrius styles wise would probably beat Billy. But listen, Billy Joe could outbox. Like I said, I don't know what level Billy Joe's at. I don't know what level, because if he was to fight Demetrius Andrade, that would be the best guy he's fought. So I don't know what level Billy Joe's at. I don't know what level. I need to find out what level Billy Joe's at. Once we find out what level Billy Joe is at, I think we'll get a better understanding, you know, and a better idea of whether he can beat a Charlo, whether he can beat, because right now we don't know how good he is because the level of competition hasn't been that great. I retracted some of my messages as you said exactly what I typed. Didn't want to beat a dead horse. All right, okay. We have the same thought process. So Adam, how are you? I hope you're well. We'll never know when it comes to Prime v Prime Canelo due to weight difference. Yeah, there's a massive weight difference, man. There's a massive weight gulf. And I don't think you can really compare because the weight difference is massive. So yeah, I just don't think you can compare, to be honest with you. Do you think Jaron Ennis is ready for Spence? No, I think not yet. They say that he is. I think you need probably a fight with Keith Thurman. I think that would be a good fight, but I don't think Keith Thurman's going to obviously take that fight. It's too risky for Thurman. So Thurman ain't going to take a fight with Jaron Ennis. But I think he needs like a Danny Garcia or someone like of that level before he jumps in with an Errol Spence. I don't think the fight would make a lot of sense. Oh yeah, Ahmed, was it you that asked me to do a video on Jaron Ennis? I've got to do that. I've got to do that. I will do that. Don't get me wrong. I want to speak about Jaron Ennis. He's a talent. And I actually think after watching him against Sergey Lipnets, I actually think he's more of a talent than Virgil Ortiz. I actually think he's better than Virgil Ortiz. I think he would beat Virgil Ortiz, to be honest with you. I think that would be a hard fight for Virgil Ortiz. I think this kid is special. I think Jaron Ennis is a very special fighter. So hi Imran, hi Richard. I hope you're well. I hope you're well. Who you got, Denzel Bentley or Felix Cash? I haven't seen much of Denzel Bentley, so I'm gonna go Felix Cash because I think Felix Cash is a real talent. I've been very impressed with what I've seen so far. So I'm gonna go with Felix Cash, but that's because of not knowing much about Denzel Bentley. But let me know what you think. Do you disagree? Agree? What do you think? So Adam says, I heard Billy Joe Saunders wanted a Mexican judge, American judge, and a British judge. Yeah, he did. Oh, yes, let's talk about this. Good point. You brought this up, Adam. Yeah, so Billy Joe Saunders wants a Mexican judge, an American judge, and a British judge. And apparently he said that was in the contract. He said that's what he had in the contract. I actually think if it's in the contract, then he should get what he wants because I don't think that would be fair. I don't think that's fair. The fact that if it's something's in the contract, I think you should adhere to that contract. Now, I don't know with the COVID restrictions and all those things going on in the world. I don't know, but the way I look at it is if you can get Billy Joe Saunders over and him over, then why can't you get one British judge over? It's only one British judge, I'm sure they could get an exception for one British judge. So listen, hopefully they can sort out that issue. Hopefully they can get Billy, they can get a British judge over, make Billy Joe happy. So listen, I just don't think there should be any excuses, after the fight. I don't think it's going to make much of a difference because even when we saw Tyson Fury, there was a British judge there, and the British judge gave it a draw when many people felt that Tyson Fury won the fight. So at the end of the day, I don't really see sometimes, even if it's a British judge, is necessarily going to make a difference. But if that's what Billy Joe wants and that's what Billy Joe signed up to, then Billy Joe should get what he wants because that was in the contract. So that according to Billy Joe, that was in the contract. So he should get what he signed, So love your show, man. Good unbiased opinions. Thank you, man. I really appreciate it. Really appreciate your support. Okay, so let's talk. Let's Chaplin, Colorado. Hulk smash body. Hulk smash body. Hulk smash body. So I assume you're saying Canelo will smash Billy Joe. Charlo and Andre need to start proving themselves. Indeed, they do, Adam. They need to start proving themselves by fighting one another. Charlo's fighting Montiel. Now, Eddie Hearn has slammed Charlo by saying, look at what Jamel is doing. Jamel is fighting Brian Castano for the undisputed light middleweight championship of the world, while Jamal Charlo is fighting a nothing fight, really, when he could be fighting Andre. So hopefully Jamal steps up his game and fights Andre. Listen, Andre didn't look great at all. For me, Charlo would beat Andre. So I don't know why, Charlo should be, in my opinion, if I was Charlo, I'd be on the phone to my manager saying, make that fight ASAP, make it as soon as possible. You know what I mean? Because he didn't look great at all. And for me, Charlo would be too strong for Andre. That's just my personal opinion. But Canelo's body shots are the best in the game. Canelo's body shots, yeah, they are. They're vicious. They're vicious. The body shots are vicious. They're hurtful and they slow you down. You know, Liam Smith got done with a body shot against Canelo, and many other fighters have as well. I think those body shots are going to be what slows down Billy Joe. But hopefully Billy Joe, you know, can absorb those body shots. But I don't think he's going to be able to take too many of them. Joshua Fury venue in terms of fans only hold 20,000. Apparently seems a bit low for a massive. Joshua Fury fight venue in terms of fans will only hold 20,000. Seems a bit, yeah, very low. But where is the fight happening though? In Saudi Arabia. You're not going to get 70, 80,000 fans in for Saudi Arabia. So, you know, and most of those will probably be Brits flying over. There's probably be quite a few people from there as well. There'll be, because there are a few British people that live in Saudi Arabia, which will be interested in the fight. But yeah, you know, that this type of fight would have been good in front of, you know, 100 and 150,000 people at Wembley. But unfortunately, because of the current climate and what we're living in, the current climate we're living in, unfortunately, you know, getting 100, 150,000 you know, people in a stadium is not really practical, is it, at the minute? I don't think it's possible. So 20,000 is probably more realistic, bearing in mind, you know, in USA, Billy Joe's going to be fighting in front of 70,000 people. You know, and that's another thing. So that I wanted to touch on. But Billy Joe said that, you know, that he signed a contract according there'll be no fans, and now there's 70,000 fans. So Billy Joe wasn't happy about that as well. But yeah, coming back to this, yeah, I think 20,000 in the current climate is probably what we're going to get. I don't think we're going to get 100,000 people in a stadium anytime soon. I don't think we're going to get it probably next year, maybe, if that. And we might never get it because we don't know what's going to happen with the coronavirus. Remember, the lockdown only got eased a week ago. Remember that. Right? We don't know what's going to happen in a couple of weeks' time when people start mixing now that they're going to the gym. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know whether there's going to be more cases, where the deaths might increase. We don't know. So we have to see what happens. We don't, as of right now, we just don't know how this is all going to play out, you know? So I think we need to see how all of this goes, to be honest with you. Okay, so back to... So Bobby, how are you? I hope you're well. I hope everything's well on your end. It's okay. Rome, what do you think of the no match rematch clause for the fight? Who does it benefit more? Listen, I think they've got a verbal agreement. I think if Billy Joe was to win, I think he could play hard to get. I don't think he will though. Just because I think for Billy Joe, if he was to win the fight, financially for him to fight Canelo again would be massive, and he'd make a shed load of money. So yeah, I think it benefits Billy Joe because he could literally dictate what he wants in the rematch. But again, like I said, that I don't think the rematch clause is really needed, to be honest with you, because I think Billy Joe knows, and they're all on the same page, that if Billy Joe was to win, the biggest fight out there for him would be Canelo Alvarez. So I think Billy Joe knows this. So Shalik 47 says Andrade's right uppercut won him that fight. Lol. Yeah, that was his uppercut was brilliant, by the way. He was hitting Liam Williams with some big uppercuts, right? In the first 1 or 2 rounds, I thought the fight could end early because Andrade just looked so sharp, so fast. But then all of a sudden, his work rate and everything just disappeared. He wasn't the same fighter. But the first couple of rounds, he looked brilliant. He looked like a pound for pound, like Eddie Hearn said. But then after that, he didn't look very good at all. So Naima Itsham says GGG would destroy Andrade, no contest. I personally think GGGs are all wrong for Andrade. I think his style is all wrong, and I think he would beat Andrade 100%. I agree with you. I think his style is all wrong. I can't see him beating GGG because I don't think he's going to be able to outbox GGG for 12 rounds. If Liam Williams was able to give him so many issues, walking him down, what's someone like GGG going to do? GGG's a lot better boxer than Liam Williams. He punches harder. He's got a granite chin. That's a hard fight. For me, GGG would stop Andrade. I definitely agree with that. GGG, in fact, destroys BJS and Andrade on the same night. That pressure, my God, is scary. You know what? I do think stylistically, in Golovkin's prime, I think Golovkin would be a way harder fight for Billy Joe than Canelo, just because Golovkin doesn't give you any breathing space. Golovkin just literally, his feet are so good. He cuts off the ring and he's right in front of you, and he just doesn't give you any space. He doesn't give you any breathing space, and I think he would wear Billy Joe and Andre down. So yeah, in his prime. Now I would still favor him. Honestly. Adam Cam, Saunders v Andrade is a good matchup level-wise. It 100% is. And I think that should have been the matchup before one of them fought Canelo. I think the winner of that fight should have fought Canelo. But listen, if you're Billy Joe, right, why would you take an Andrade fight when you know the Canelo fight's there? Because it wouldn't make sense, right? You're putting yourself in a position where you could lose and you might never get that Canelo fight. So it doesn't make sense, does it? So Adam says, I'm good, Imran. I hope you're well. Yep. Good to hear, Adam. So, okay, Naima says, Keith Thurman is so injury prone. I don't think he can beat the top dogs anymore. Yeah. I don't know whether he's got the hunger, the determination. I don't know where Keith Thurman's at, man. I don't know where Keith Thurman's at. He doesn't seem the same man to me. That was a world champion, that was a unified champion. Keith Thurman doesn't seem like the same guy. Naima, I agree. GGG still good to beat Andrade or Saunders. Yep. Okay, I think Hooker was a tougher opponent to beat than Lipnitz. Yeah, Hooker. Yeah. I'd agree with that. I do agree with that. But it's not that. I just think stylistically, I think Jaron Ennis, he looks the real deal. I'm not going on who they beat. I think Jaron Ennis looks special to me. And if he was to fight Virgil Ortiz, that would be some fight, but it's not a fight for now. That's a super fight down the road. But I think Ennis looks a little special to me, to be honest with you. I looked at him and I thought, wow, what a fighter. But again, like you said, yeah, Hooker was a better win. But for me, in that fight, Ortiz showed a few flaws where I feel like he can be outboxed. Ortiz needs to work on his game. He looked a bit slow on his feet, and he's not ready for Terence Crawford yet. He shouldn't be going near Terence Crawford. That'd be a fight that I don't think he's ready for just yet. So RJ World Sports says, I agree, Imran. I feel Ennis has more in his locker. He seems to have it all. Yeah, Ennis is a special talent. Special talent. Okay, Alan Brown, how are you? Alan, Billy Joe Saunders is unbeaten, never taken a knee, and would need to get behind our man. He's up against the judges, the promoter, and the media. To be honest, I'm quite fair in the sense that I'm not against Billy Joe. I'm just when I say I think Canelo beats him, I'm giving my opinion on who I think is just a fair opinion. But in terms of what I think about the judges and stuff, I said that if Billy Joe has signed a contract where he wants one Mexican, one American, one British, then he should get that, because that's not fair, because he's signed to something. In terms of the media against him, I don't know what media is against him. I don't know what you mean by that, by you saying the media is against him. I don't think the media are against him, but you're right. People do need to get behind our man. Should be getting behind British. I want Billy Joe to win this fight. But there's a difference between wanting someone to win and thinking he's going to win. I want him to win because it'd be great for British boxing. And as I said in a video that I did upload yesterday, it's always great when we get an upset. It's always great for boxing. It changes the landscape, like it did with Joshua Ruiz. Look, Ruiz is a star now, right? Ruiz is a star because of what he did with Joshua. So it changes the landscape of things. So it's always good to have an upset and an underdog story, an underdog coming out and winning. So I wouldn't mind seeing Billy, or I would love to see Billy Joe win. But in terms of the promoter, I think, listen, man, I think let me clarify that situation as well. If you're Eddie Hearn, right, think about it. Put yourself in Eddie Hearn's positions. You've got the biggest star in the sport in Canelo Alvarez, right? Who would you rather want to win the fight? Who do you see as a promoter, as a businessman? Who do you see more commercial mileage out of from? Canelo or Saunders? Who's going to bring you more money? Think about it. As a promoter, Listen, I don't think it's right, the fact that Eddie Hearn's looking to make a Caleb Plant fight for Canelo. But if that's what Canelo's instructed him to do, and remember, Canelo's his biggest star alongside Joshua. He's like I said, financially for Eddie Hearn, he's making Eddie Hearn a lot more money than Saunders is. So he's going to be prioritized over Saunders. Unfortunately, that's just the way of the world of boxing is. Every promoter would be exactly the same. Every promoter, if it was Bob Arum, Frank Warren, all of them would be exactly the same if they had Saunders and Canelo. You know, of course, Hearn's got to seem impartial and seem neutral, but we all know deep down that Eddie Hearn wants Canelo to win this fight. But at the end of the day, you can understand why he wants him to win, because Canelo is going to do big things for his business. You know, Canelo commercially is on another level to Billy Joe Saunders. So I can see why he would be, you know, he would be backing Canelo, although he's not going to say it openly. But yeah, that's my take on that situation. But yeah, Ross Donnelly says, Billy would never take a knee, too much heart. Yeah, I agree. I don't see him taking a knee. I never say never. I never say, oh, I'll never see him take a knee, because when you're in that kind of situation, you don't know how. Billy Joe's never really been put in that situation for us to judge that. He has got a big heart, and he's a fighting man. I don't see him taking a knee. But again, I don't know. Only time will tell. You know, it's one of those situations where you can only tell when a fighter's put in that situation where he's, you know, up against it. Then we find out. I can't really sit and say, oh, well, Canelo will take a, you know, Billy Joe will take a knee. Only if he gets put in that situation. I've seen fighters take a knee. I've seen fighters with the same injury fight on. Like, look at Ebony Bridges, had her eye was shut and she was still fighting on. So everyone's different. Everyone's pain tolerance is different, right? So everyone has a different pain tolerance. Everyone can take only so much. We're all different, right? We all react differently to different things. So, yeah. Okay, let's see what Fight Gamer is saying. If Saunders gets robbed, lol, he should punch up Eddie Hearn Gypsy style. That's not going to happen. Fight Gamer, I think you know how important Eddie Hearn is. I think these fighters know that. I'm hoping this plays out like the film Snatch. Film Snatch. Well, how does that film Snatch play out, Alan? I didn't watch it. I'm probably going to watch it now. Maybe after this live stream, I'll go and have a watch of Snatch. How does that play out? Okay, so what do you think of Bivol? Don't you think he can beat Beterbiev? I don't think so. I just think Beterbiev is too strong. I think Bivol can make 168. I don't think he's big enough at 175, and I think Beterbiev's too strong. I think he'll walk through him like he did with Govzik. But again, I don't know. It'll be a good fight. I just favor Beterbiev. I think Beterbiev is too strong right now. Beterbiev is a beast at that weight. I want to see him fight Canelo, man. I really want to see him fight Canelo. That's honestly the fight I want to see real bad. I think that would be a great matchup, and it's one that I really want to see. Hopefully that can happen, and hopefully we can get that fight. It's one that I would love to see. Okay, so let's look at all right, so I feel bad for the UK not being able to host that mega fight between their two of their own. Maybe they can get their rematch. Yeah, I think it will. I think if, again, they want to fight in December though. So will there be the restrictions be lifted by that time where you can have 100,000 at Wembley? I do think that the second fight has to be in the UK. I think it's sad that the first fight's not in the UK just because of the fact the second fight might not be for the undisputed. So the undisputed means a lot more, and that's going to be happening abroad most likely. I think they've already said that it's more likely to happen in Saudi Arabia, which is sad, really, because let's be honest, I think most British fans wanted to see that fight. They wanted to see that fight in the UK, and unfortunately, we know now it's not going to happen in the UK. But you know, I'd rather see that fight than not see that fight. You know, so it doesn't really matter. And let's be honest, most people that are complaining about not happening in the UK aren't going to go to the fight anyway. They just want to have a moan. Most boxing fans just want to see it. Do you think if Billy Joe is worried about 70,000 fans or not happy about it, that it may be a mental thing? Will he bottle it on the big stage, or do you think he has the personality to shine on the big? I don't think he'll bottle it because of the crowd. I don't think Billy Joe's inclined. I don't think he's made like that. I don't think he'll bottle it, RJ. I just don't see him bottling it because there's 70,000 people. I think the reason why he was upset about the 70,000 fans, because I think in his contract, I think they basically said there won't be a crowd there. So the purse that he got was for not having a crowd, right? So he's probably saying that I took a bit less money because there weren't going to be a crowd. But now there is going to be 70,000 fans there. So there's going to be a gate. So he's probably thinking I should be getting an increase in purse. I think that's what I was saying when he wasn't happy about 70,000. But I don't think I don't think he'll care about the 70,000 fans. No. I don't think it's going to come down to that. I don't think he's going to be a deer in the headlights. No chance. Brendan Jackson, Andrade couldn't spam uppercuts like that on Canelo and not get countered into an emphatic KO. Yeah. He was too. I think they were very telegraphed, and I think Canelo would hit him with a huge right hand and flatten him. I actually think Canelo could outbox Andrade. I think he could walk him down. I think if he starts walking Andrade down, I think Andrade will tire. I think the problem is, here's the problem with Andrade and Billy Joe for me against Canelo. I think their styles are too energy consuming. I think they move around too much. I think they move their leg. They've got too much movement. And that's the problem with someone like Canelo, because they're going to be moving around a lot. And that they have a style which consumes a lot of energy. Right? When you find someone like Canelo who's sapping your energy with his punch power and hitting you on the arms or hitting you on the body, that type of style, moving around a lot, is going to tire you more, because they have a very energy consuming style. When you have an energy consuming style, usually those type of fighters generally fade towards the back end of the fight. You know, the same thing with Amir Khan. He used to fade at the end of the fight because he has an energy consuming style. And what I mean by energy, he's very fast output, very fast feet. He moves around a lot. That's a very energy consuming style. And when people say, oh, he fades late, you're going to fade late. It's natural. Think about it. Who's not going to fade late when you have that kind of energy consuming style? So I think Billy Joe has a similar kind of style, and that's the problem. I mean, he's going to phase. So Drew on letter, how are you? Facts. What we saying facts to? Facts. Okay, HR, how are you, HR? Do you think Ennis beats Thurman or Porter at the minute? I think he beats Thurman. I think he could beat Porter as well. I think he's a really, really good fighter. I think he's ready for those level of fighters. Yeah, I think Ennis is ready for a Porter or a Thurman, 100%. I think he's ready. I think whoever is matchmakers, I think they should be looking for those fights. But I don't think Porter or Thurman would welcome those fights. No chance. I can't see them looking to fight Ennis anytime soon. I don't think there's going to be anyone queuing up to fight Ennis. No chance. Guys, smash the like button. Everyone in the live stream, smash the like button. I'd appreciate if you all smash the like button. Everyone in the live stream, smash that like button. Let's get those likes 30 plus. Smash the like button, guys. Okay, so HR said Robert Garcia saying Ortiz will be ready for Ennis in 1 to 4 years in an interview. What, 4 years? Yeah, I think the fight might need a bit of marinating, but 4 years, that's a bit too long. That's too long. That's too long. You know, that needs to happen a bit earlier than 4 years. No, that's a bit too long, to be honest. Crimson, I think we all underestimated Golovkin. Did we all forget the man is a knockout artist, has devastating power, jabs, iron chin? I think he beats Charlo and Andrade. Ooh. Yeah, I think he beats Andrade for sure. I think Charlo would be a good fight. I think Charlo would be a very good fight because I think Charlo's strong, big, he hits hard. I think that's a good fight. That's a fight that I'd love to see. That would be a great fight. I think that would be a fight that we all I would be intrigued. I would definitely be intrigued to watch that. Be an interesting matchup for sure. Hearn will want Canelo to win. Lol. Eddie wants Canelo on that long-term contract to make him those. Yeah. Of course he wants Billy Joe to win. I mean, Canelo to win, because for his business financially, it makes a lot more sense, right? He's going to make a lot more. he's going to make that paper. He's going to make a lot more money. So yeah, I'm not surprised that he would want Canelo to win the fight. You know, it's obvious financially for his business. It does a lot more. Imagine though having AJ and Canelo. That's crazy. Yeah, he does. He has two of the biggest stars in the sport, and he's loving. For me now. Right now, you have to say he's the best promoter in the world. He's the best promoter in the world, and I don't think anyone is coming close to him as of right now. I think he's in a league of his own. If I'm totally honest with you, I think he's in a league of his own, and I don't think. I don't think anyone comes close to Eddie right now. I think Eddie's on another level. I think he's the best promoter out there. So yeah, I think he's the best. I think he's the best out there right now. He's got the two biggest stars. You know, he's doing big things in England, in Europe, and he's doing big things in America now. He's a big player in America. Before, you know, everyone was laughing at him when he first got with DAZN, and they were thought that he ain't gonna last long. But listen, he's making waves now in America, and now he's got the biggest star in Europe, and he's got the biggest star in America. So Eddie's loving life. And if you heard the news, today that Barry Hearn, who's Eddie Hearn's dad, has stepped down, so now Eddie Hearn is the chairman of Matchroom Sport. He's taking charge. So big things from Eddie. Drew on letter says Casemiro v Rigo. Who you got, sir? I've got Casemiro. I think Casemiro's youth, speed, might get him through the fight, but again, Rigo can win the fight as well. I think that's a great matchup. I think that's one that I'm very intrigued about. August 14th, I'm going to be tuning in without question. It's a fight that I'm definitely going to be tuning in 100%. Alan Brown, the Gypsies will win. Casemiro, okay. Richard Brown, how are you? Richard Brown, hi Imran, and everyone didn't know where you were going live. Everyone didn't know you were going live today, mate. I did say on my community that I was gonna go live. I said I left a message in the community tab. You might have not seen it, but yeah, I'll next time I'll try to do it in advance so you'll know. But yeah, I did leave a message yesterday in the community tab. But check my community tab, so then you know of the time that I'm going live. I normally do write in there that I'm going to go live, but I will hopefully send a notification a lot earlier in the future. I'll probably go live tomorrow as well, same time, 6 o'clock. Do you think BJS has a good chin? Can he his chin body hold in through the beating Canelo will butt through him? I don't think so. I don't think if he hits Callum Smith as much as he hits, I don't think if he the way Canelo hit Callum Smith, I don't think Billy Joe can take that kind of punishment. I think Billy Joe will get knocked out. I think Billy Joe will have to be more evasive and he'll have to move a lot more. If Billy Joe gets hit the way Callum Smith did, I think Billy Joe would get knocked out, to be honest with you. Nonito Donaire v Nordine O'Bali. I'm going Nonito Donaire. Nonito Donaire impressed me against Inoue. I think he can do the job. I hope he can do the job. But O'Bali is very dangerous as well. O'Bali can win that fight. I'm going with Donaire. I think Saunders beats Plant. Andrade, Smith, and competitive against Charlo, Gigi, and Benavidez. I think Saunders beats Plant, Andrade, and Smith. Competitive against Charlo and Gigi and Benavidez. Wow. I think Saunders beats Plant. I'm not sure. I think Plant's a bit underrated. Andrade, I think stylistically, I would. Again, they're good fights, man. I want to see all of those guys fights. You know, it's all I say, she say, he say. You know, we need to see these guys fight one another. You know, and unfortunately, we're not seeing these guys fight one another, and we need to see them fight one another. We need to see who's the better man. I'd love to see all of these guys get in the ring with one another, but unfortunately, they don't fight one another, man. Okay, RJ World Sports says if the AJ Fury rematch in the UK is in the winter, we will have to be at the Principality Stadium in Cardiff. It holds 78 to 80,000 as there's the temp roof. Yeah, but Wembley's exposed and too cold. Yeah, yeah, that's true. I didn't think about that. We can't have 100,000 plus fans, can we? If it's in the winter, because it'll have to be indoor. It'll be too cold. See, this was a summer fight, but the summer fight is not. We're not going to be able to do it in the summer. We're not going to be able to do it because of the current situation. So it won't be possible anyway. Yes, you're right. Yes, I think it'll have to be at the Cardiff Principality, which will be 70,000-80,000 with a roof, which is still good. There's still a lot of fans, but it's not as good as it could have been in the summer. We probably could have done 100, 110,000. They probably could have built another stadium for it because the fight would have been that big, but. I think it's a great watch, great fight regardless. I think even if it happens in Saudi Arabia, I think it makes for great fights. Great fight in Saudi Arabia as well. No need to deny, okay, I've answered that. Okay, Philip Bajorano says, it seemed like Andrade was trying to catch Liam on the change of direction, got him moving way where he wanted and then wanted a big shot go. Yeah, I just didn't like his body language. When he was getting hit a couple of times, I thought he was a bit. I just didn't like it. He didn't look comfortable in there. It didn't look easy for him. It looked hard. When Liam Williams was pressuring him, he didn't look right. He looked like he could fall apart at any point. Yeah, it didn't look great. I expected him to be a lot more confident. I expected him to put in a bit more of an impressive performance. But Liam Williams, that might just be because Liam Williams is good, and yeah, I don't think he looked too good, to be honest with you. I didn't like his body language. Do you have a plan to upgrade your live stream like a podcast? Your live stream, yeah, like you mean like speaking with people? Yeah, I will be doing that. I will be doing speaking with people. I don't know what you mean by podcast though. I will definitely upgrade it. I'll get more people in, and at the minute today, I just wanted to get a catch up because I haven't done a live stream for a couple of days. I thought I'd do a live stream and get a catch up. But yeah, 100%, I'll get more people in the live stream, and we'll do more discussions and interviews and stuff. So Sylvester Jimenez, how are you, Sylvester? Good boxing talk. Thank you. Appreciate it. Drew on letter. Current Noe v the version of Manny Pacquiao knockout Ledwaba Manny Pacquiao. Okay, Eddie Hearn is pound for pound #1 promoter. Yeah, I'd have to agree with that right now. I think he is pound for pound #1. What do you think of Oscar's behavior on Triller and how that can affect his ability to keep fighters like Ryan Garcia and Virgil Ortiz? Yeah, it was a bit erratic, wasn't it? Oscar De La Hoya a lot of people were talking about that. A lot of people were like, whoa, Oscar looks a bit like, he's on something. But listen, I think he's a great fighter. I think he's done great as a promoter as well. I think they will stay. I think Oscar De La Hoya has a team. I think Bernard Hopkins is in that team, so it's not just him. He's got a team there that's running the show as well. But yeah, of course, he's the face of that promotional company, and yeah, they may be a little bit off put by that. But I think he knows. I think Oscar De La Hoya is a good promoter, so I don't think they should go anywhere. I think he'll be able to build them into big stars for sure. Hi, Imran. Great to see you streaming. I started boxing recently in Leeds. Kai Soshvat came to train us. He was a great amateur fighter, but I think in the pros, he's British or maybe European level at best. Yeah, but I think it's too early to say. I think he could go a long way. I just don't know. At the minute, it's too early to say, man. I don't really like predicting prospects and guys coming through. I think it's too early to say what level they'll end up at. I think what you've got to do is just got to enjoy their career and let them keep working hard and see where they end up at. I don't think we should speculate. When a lot of people look at a guy that's very talented and say he's going to be a world champion, like a lot of people did with Hamza Shiraz, I said, pump the brakes a little bit. We don't know where he's going to end up at. There's going to be a lot of obstacles, a lot of hard fights along the way. You can't really, unless somebody's become a world champion and got to that level and performed there, you can't say he's going to become a world champion. I just don't think you can say that, because you don't know whether he's going to get there. Even if he looks unbelievable, I just don't think you can predict whether someone's going to get to that level or not. So that's my take. Okay, so Drew on letter says Clarissa Shields v Savannah. Who you got, sir? So I got Clarissa, man. I think Clarissa's I think Savannah punches harder. I think she's a very big puncher, but Clarissa might just know a bit too much. She's a very, very good boxer. I didn't like some of the comments that Clarissa Shields made. I think she was very disrespectful with some of the comments that she made. But I think she's a very good fighter. I think personally, I would favor her to beat Savannah Marshall. I think she's a very good boxer, but Savannah could knock her out as well. She's got a big punch. You've got a very big punch, and when you're a big puncher like Savannah Marshall is, you can't be underestimated, right? She's a huge, huge puncher. She punches very, very hard, and she could wipe Clarissa Shields out. I would favor Shields in that fight, though. I would feel Shields. I think she's definitely the more accomplished fighter out of the two. So that's why I would definitely favor her in that fight, to be honest with you. Okay, so yeah, Boo Boo looked sloppy, honestly. Yeah, he did look very sloppy. I wasn't impressed, to be honest. Wasn't impressed. Richard Brown says, what next for Liam Williams, and can he win a world title? It depends. I think he can win a world title against the right opponent. Can he win a world title against Charlo and Golovkin? No. Can he win it against Murata? Possibly. But I think Eubank should go after Murata. But we know that Golovkin's already in talks with Murata. So I don't think he can win the world titles against the guys that are currently there. No. I think he'll have to wait for maybe a weaker champion, and then maybe he'll be able to pull it off. Sylvester said, thank you for that. I am actually working here at the golf course in Dallas, Texas, listening to your channel. Thank you, Sylvester. Working at the golf course. Okay. What do you do at the golf course? What you think of Billy Joe regarding the 3 Mexican judges for the Canelo fight and Caleb Plant book? My take on that is that I don't think there is 3 Mexican judges. I think there's going to be 2 American and 1 Mexican. I think Billy Joe said he signed up to 1 Mexican judge, 1 British judge, and 1 American judge. That's what it should be, in my opinion, because otherwise it's not fair. It's like he's signed a contract that those will be the judges. There'll be 3 judges, that American, Mexican, and that's what I think he should get. In terms of the Caleb Plant fight, I think, listen, Canelo is Eddie Hearn's boss. Canelo is telling Eddie Hearn, sort out the Caleb Plant fight for me. Eddie Hearn is going to go and sort out the Caleb Plant for him. Now, Eddie Hearn wants Canelo to stay with him. Eddie Hearn doesn't want Canelo to leave him, because Canelo is the biggest star in the sport. Where's your priority going to lie? If you're running a business and you've got the biggest star in the sport, you're going to listen to him, because financially he makes a lot. He's financially more lucrative. He's financially, commercially on another level to Saunders. So if Eddie Hearn was to lose Billy Joe Saunders, it's not going to affect his business as much as if Canelo Alvarez was to leave his business. You know what I mean? So I think it makes more sense for him. So, Drew, your channel has solid supporters here in the PH. Congrats. Thank you. Okay, so hola, Hemanal. Welcome to Texas. Raul Alexander, I hope you're well. I hope you're good as well. I appreciate all your supports. Okay, so Sylvester Jimenez says, maintenance. We keep the golf cut and ready for tournaments. We usually host the Brian Nelson every year, Trinity Forest Golf Club. All right, okay. I don't really know a lot about golf, if I'm honest with you. But so all right. So I know that obviously you're keeping all the grass in that World Cup. So it makes for a good, what do you call it, pitch? What do you call it? A good surface. But yeah, I don't really watch golf. I know about the Masters and the Open and stuff like that. I'm not a big golf fan. I find it really, really boring. If I'm honest with you, I find golf really boring. I don't really understand it. I don't really understand it that well either, to be honest. I've never really had that much interest in golf. But I'm pretty sure there's a lot of this has a big audience. It's a huge sport. The golf players get paid a lot of money, so there's definitely huge interest in it. Did you see Joe Foreigner against the pop star? Can't believe he was allowed to get in the ring. Was well out of his depth. Yeah, to be honest, I didn't watch Richard. I didn't watch that YouTube undercard. I watched the Jake Paul Askren fight. After I didn't stay up for it. I didn't stay up for it. I'm not really I wouldn't stay up for stuff like that unless it's really, really big. I'm not really interested. I'm more interested in the hardcore stuff, but I don't mind it. I'm not against YouTube boxing. I'm not against any of it. I'm not like some of the others that are really against it. I haven't got a problem. So Raul Alexander, Andy Ruiz looking in the best shape. Will he shake up the heavyweight class? Possibly. I don't know if he'll shake up the heavyweight division. I think he really messed up. Andy Ruiz was a disappointment, man. He had an opportunity there when he was a heavyweight champion. He beat Anthony Joshua, had an opportunity to build on that momentum, and he let go. He let go, man. I think he'll kick himself. Because really, Andy Ruiz was in a great position. He was in a great position, and he let go of himself, man. He let go, and it was disappointing. It's disappointing that he let go of such. He let go, man. He let go. I think he'll be kicking himself, because I think Andy Ruiz, for me, is a really, really good heavyweight. Really, really good heavyweight. And I think he let himself down. He let his team down, let himself down, because he could have been heavyweight champion for a while. He could have reigned, man. He could have reigned. He could have been heavyweight champ for a really long time. But he let go. He let go, and I feel he made it easy for Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua was coming into that fight with a lot of mental demons. You could tell in the fight he was worried, right? But he didn't take advantage of that situation. He didn't capitalize on becoming heavyweight champ. Instead, he partied and ate a load of crap. Came in very heavy, and didn't look good, man. Didn't look good, and his performance was. I think he wanted to do a lot of things, but he couldn't do it. He couldn't do it, man, because of the fact that the condition he was in, which is very disappointing, very, very disappointing, because I think Andy Ruiz is a very good fighter. So Joe Valdez says Canelo will beat Andrade easy. Yeah, I think so. I've said that I think Canelo will beat him. Khan said on his TV show he's got the itch to fight again. He wants to fight 2 times this year, which is good news. I don't know whether he's going to be able to fight 2 times this year. I think he might be able to get 1 fight in and then maybe get another fight in next year. Let's see what happens with him. It's gone a bit quiet now from his end. Let's see what happens. Even if Jaime Munguia has a chance to beat Andrade. Jaime Munguia, yeah. Jaime Munguia is a good fighter, without question. Jaime Munguia can fight. Jaime Munguia can really fight. Jaime Munguia is a very good fighter. That's a tough fight for Andrade as well. You're right. Yeah, I would like that fight. I think Jaime Munguia is very strong, and he could back Andrade up. Yeah, I like that fight. That's a very good fight. Ruiz v Joyce. Ooh, that's a good fight. That is a very good fight. I don't know. That's a good one. I'd go favor Ruiz, just because I think Ruiz is strong. He's got a great chin. Joe Joyce isn't a big puncher, but he is big and strong, and he will walk at you. It's a good fight. That's a good fight. I like that fight. I think that Joyce should look to get that one made if they can, but Ruiz might be looking for bigger fish to fry. I don't know. That's a good fight. That would be a great fight. So Nuni Emiliano, how are you, brother? BJS Only chance of winning is to bounce around the ring through the occasional jab when the opportunity presents itself. Question is does he have the stamina? So yeah, I agree. You're right there. Does he have the stamina? I'm not. It's not even about whether I think he has the stamina. I think what Canelo will do inside that ring will wear his stamina down. That's my take. I think Canelo will wear him down, and that's the problem. I just think Canelo will wear him down, and I think that's the problem that Billy Joe will have. It's not so much whether he can do it. It's whether Canelo will allow him to do it. And I think that's where his problem will be. So Sylvester Jimenez says, have you seen Andy Ruiz lately, though? He's in shape, bro. Eddie Reneso is training right. Tell me something. Where's Deontay Wilder? Yeah, he's in shape. He's in shape. And Andy Ruiz is looking good. And I'm impressed the fact that he's now taking his training more seriously. Eddie Reneso is one of the best trainers in the world. He's got Canelo around him to give him good advice. I think that's great. It's great to see that Andy Ruiz is taking his training and his boxing seriously because he's a quality fighter. In terms of Deontay Wilder, I don't know where Deontay Wilder is. I want to see Deontay Wilder fight. I think Deontay Wilder is great for boxing. I think he's great. It'll be great to watch someone like Deontay Wilder. Listen, I want to see Deontay Wilder fight. Deontay Wilder is definitely someone that I like watching, and hopefully Deontay Wilder can come back. So Drew on letter says Floyd Mayweather v Pernell Whitaker in their prime. Who you got, sir? I got Floyd. Floyd, man. Floyd is difficult. It's difficult to beat Floyd, man. He's a special fighter, right? Floyd it's difficult to beat Floyd, man. Difficult to beat Floyd. He's a special talent, Floyd Money Mayweather. Difficult guy to beat, Floyd. Yeah, Ruiz looks tremendous. Yeah. So Nuni, Emiliano. So yeah, Ruiz looks in tremendous shape, but to me, he's just not on Wilder, Josh Tyson, or yeah, probably not. I think Wilder could flatten him because Ruiz doesn't have much head movement, but then Ruiz's style could give Wilder a lot of trouble. That's an intriguing fight. I'd love to see that one. Love to see that fight. Yeah, I do agree with you. I favor Wilder against Ruiz, but Ruiz is a good fighter, man. He's definitely a good fighter. Ooh. Rome says Pernell Whitaker beats Mayweather. Wow. I don't think so, I don't think so. I think Floyd is Floyd, man. Floyd is Floyd. It's hard to beat him. But you never know. Like Pernell Whitaker was one of the best defensive fighters of all time. Unbelievable fighter. Unbelievable. Great fighter. But Floyd, man, it's difficult to beat Floyd. He's too difficult to beat him. But Pernell was special, man. Pernell Whitaker was a special talent, special fighter. No question. Sugar Ray Leonard v. Floyd. Again, I don't know. That's a tough one, man. That's a tough one. I'm going to go Floyd. Just because I don't think Sugar Ray Leonard himself is that confident he would beat Floyd. Just because when I heard him speak about him, I don't know. Sugar Ray Leonard was special, though, man. He had speed, power. He was bigger than Floyd. I don't know, man. That's a hard one. Man. That's a 50-50. It's hard for me to pick. I'm going Sugar Ray. Sugar Ray Leonard. I think Sugar Ray Leonard might outwork him and beat him on points, but it's hard, man. It's hard to pick to pick fights like that because how do you compare? How can you compare? Mayweather is a great, and Sugar Ray Leonard was great in his time as well. So yeah, it's hard. Floyd beats Crawford, man. Danny, come on. Floyd would beat Crawford. No problem. Is there any chance Canelo will burn himself out? He's had a few fights. There's a few chances that Canelo will burn himself out. He's had a few fights close together. Plus, he's hard camped. Whereas BJ's quite. Yeah, that's true. I mentioned this in one of my videos that he could wear himself down and wear himself out. I don't know. I don't think those fights have been that hard for him though, physically, right? But the training camps and constant training and then fighting a slick southpaw, could that trouble him? I don't think so, but yeah, possibly. We'll only find out on fight night. Wilder v Tyson. Which Tyson? You mean Mike Tyson? I'll go Mike Tyson. Right, okay. All right, guys, I'm going to head out. You know what? Tomorrow, I'm going to be doing the live stream again. I wanted to stay longer, but because I'm fasting, I've got to head off. I got to head off downstairs. But yeah, it was great doing this live stream, man. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. I'm going to probably do one again tomorrow. I'll do one again tomorrow, and then I'll try to do one on Friday. I'll definitely do one tomorrow, and then I'll try to do one on Friday if I can. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the live stream, and I'll do one the same time tomorrow. So tomorrow, 6 o'clock, I'll do another live stream. All right. So yeah, I'll see you. I'll see you all. I'll see you all tomorrow. Take care. Take care, guys. Take care. I'll let you say your goodbye before I end the stream. Rome's, thanks for being here. I appreciate it, Richard. See you later. See what time tomorrow? 6 o'clock tomorrow. 6 o'clock, same time. 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock tomorrow. Current Canelo Alvarez v Prime Joe Calzaghe. Canelo, I favor Canelo's. Joe Calzaghe, I don't know. That's a 50-50. Hard one. Take care, Sylvester. Take care. Have a good one. Danny, see you later, dude. Noonie, take care. Take care. Joe's Fath Luna, peace, bro. Take care. Danny, take care. Noonie, Emilion, take care. G786, take care, brother. And Sylvester Jimenez, take care. Have a good one.